Good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. This is your Sensei Al Bob. I'm speaking to you from a friend of mine's house in spiky Sawtooth Mountains of Appalachia. And I just had a transformative vision, a dream. Today I had my eyes operated on, and when they do that, they stick a big needle in my eye. And then for about 24 hours, I'm kind of blind. But when you're blind, you see better than you do when your vision is good. Now, these procedures have actually helped me. I have, what you would call diabetic eyes, right? And the thing that, I take certain medicines, my blood pressure, etc. The thing that I've done best to heal me is to meditate and pray. And I just had this very amazing dream where I had been in many of the great places that I've stayed. I was in a house, an old house in Asheville, where a bunch of my friends, where I spent the early 90s in, with a bunch of artists, community in North Asheville. It had been a chicken farm. We all lived in chicken coops that we fixed up as our little homes. And there was a farmhouse that we would communally use. There was another place I was in London, near Paddington Station. An old squat, had been a squat for since World War One. And I was at a place in Amsterdam called the Milky Way, an old derelict dairy factory. And each of these, and a place in Australia, an old sheep station near Ayers Rock, and I don't even know how to describe it. A group of Aborigines I lived with. There's a lot of water in Australia, but it's kind of underground because they have these big, big rains that are like walls of water that go across the outback. And there's fires there now, but there's always been fires there. When I was there was a great fire in the outback. And it's a natural thing. And so the dream was, in each of these places, the places I lived in were, and also in Ireland. If you've ever seen, that last Star Wars movie with Luke, where Rey goes to find him out on that island, that's in Ireland. And those houses are called bee houses. They're ancient, right? And I lived in a place called Glendore right off that island, right? And we'd go there and stay there. And a group of us would go there and stay there. There was a circle there that we would go and do ceremony in. And all these different groups, these houses, places, they were important, but what was more important were the people I was with, right? And we would do ceremony, and we would live together, and we'd make art, and we would do all these things. I was with a group in Australia called not Living Theater, that was in New York, but Circus Oz with Punch Hawks. And we traveled through Asia, bringing across a idea of a new aesthetic. And I was with a thing called the Living Theater, Julian Beck and Judith Molina, and they were trying to do a new aesthetic. And I was with HB Studios, Herbert Berghoff and Uta Hagen, and I lived in a place called Westbeth, which was an old phone building that was basically city traded us artists to get out of Soho so the rich lawyers could live there. And we went into Westbeth. And all these places were communities. And the dream I had was I was at all of these places at once. And I was at a party. And the party started out where we're, potluck dinner, wine and food and talk and fun and music. And as the night grew late, and the heralders stayed there and the others went home, we meditated. And I've been meditating a good deal to keep myself from dying, because I, died and I played a spaghetti in 2014, and I came back because they said, you're not done. Anyway, tonight's dream vision was I was in all of these communities, and we were meditating in all of them, and this is different cultures and different countries and different peoples, and it was amazing because we came together, we held each other in the most of intimate ways.